the teapot body I threw yesterday, and I'm going to now show you the way I would trim this lid and this teapot body to finish these two off. I'll put my lid aside for a minute. And just like trimming a bowl, I'm going to start by really feeling my teapot and analyzing any place I have a little bit of extra thickness. I have just a little bit of extra thickness on the top, and right through here there's just a tiny bit I can get rid of. So the next step is centering this teapot. Both the teapot and the lid are a nice firm leather hard right now. Pull my needle tool out and use that to check to see how close I am. Need to make just a little adjustment. I'm centered. So I have my legs of clay. I'm going to lock this down. And I'm starting with this big wide tool. And just evening this out the same way I would start trimming a bowl. This is really not all that different. And now I'm going to switch to a slightly smaller tool. And for this form to have as much stability as possible, I'm going to have my foot ring be pretty much out at the edge. I also just don't have a lot of thickness to get rid of in that bottom corner. So I'm going to keep this as my foot ring. I'm taking down the center just a little bit. You'll notice I spin quite fast when I trim. I know when you are still learning pottery, this looks super scary, but actually is the easiest way to stay even. The slower you spin, the longer you have to hold your tool in a single place to keep your pot centered and even. Alright, so I've taken down that center part. Oh good, the ice cream truck's going by. Don't know if you all can hear that or not. So now I'm ready to clean up this edge a little bit. And I'm going to make my foot ring really a conscious design element of this form. So I'm just making a little indent there. And then I'm going to start taking out the one little bit of extra clay I have, just right through there. I could spend more time pulling and maybe not have to trim that little corner, but the tricky thing is this big dramatic swell that I make in my form sometimes collapses if I don't leave just a little bit of extra clay under it right here to support that shape. So I usually, since I like to trim my teapots anyways, I just leave a little bit of extra clay right through here, and I just plan on getting rid of it later. Alright, that looks good. Going to get the tiniest bit of water on there, come in with a rubber rib, smooth that completely. I'm making sure that the edges of my foot here are not sharp because I really don't want this to chip. People pay a lot of money for my teapots, and I do not want them to break easily. So there's my trimmed foot. I'll pick this up so you can see it. And now I'm going to end up recentering this on the wheel. But first I'm going to hit this with a heat gun or a hairdryer for just a second, because this has a little bit of softness to it since I just got a little wet, and I really don't want to mash up that nice foot I made when I hold it down with my lugs. So I'm going to pause the video for just a second and then I'll be back.